Hello all, today I'm back after a long time. So today our main topic for today's video is 10 most aggressive chess openings for white. So chess is a game of strategy and tactics and we know it all, and a well chosen opening can lay the foundation for a successful game. In this video we will explore the 10 most aggressive chess openings for white. These are the best in my opinion. So these openings are designed to put pressure on your opponent from the outset and potentially gain on your early advantage. So I have selected 10 more advanced. First of all, I have selected King Gambit, Sicilian Defense, Vienna Gambit, and I'll be showing you all one by one. So first of all, we start from the King's Gambit. We all know about the King's Gambit, and the King Gambit start with e4 and black responds with e5 and you play the pawn to f4. So this is not some scientific knowledge of King Gambit, and we also know that King's Gambit is an aggressive opening. So that has been played by many great, including Bobby Fischer. And white sacrifices a pawn on f4 to open up lines and create attacking chances. So the King's Gambit has two main branches, the accepted and declined variation. Though it is not a popular today, we can still lead to exciting and sharp positions. So the main question arises why the Queen's Gambit is aggressive. So the King's Gambit opens up the lines for your King's side pawn advancement. So this gambit encourages a race to see who can launch a more effective attack. So this is how you can play the King's King's attack. So for the King's Gambit, here you can see e5, e4, and e5, and knight and f4 is required. So we have some notable games of King's Gambit. Where white starts the game with e4, black responds with e5, and now we have the king's pawn. If black takes, then he will flank his pawn to the out of the center. So this will lead us, and this is called the King's Gambit accepted, and we will have some advantage in the future. So that's why this is called the King's Gambit, and this is one of my favorite and most aggressive chess opening. So the second I think is important, which is the second best most aggressive chess opening is Sicilian Defense. The Sicilian Defense is one of the best, most popular opening in chess, and the open variation is an aggressive way for white to challenge black pawn structure. By passing the third pawn, which is d4, white aims to create an imbalance in the position and leading to a dynamic and complex play. So how it is and why it's aggressive? Because the opening variation of the Sicilian Defense is aggressive because it leads to a central pawn exchange resulting in asymmetric pawn structure. So white's open d-file and central pawn majority often leads to attacking chances. And while black can counter-attack on the queen side, this opening requires precise play and willingness to enter sharp tactical battles. So this is how you play the Sicilian Defense, and this is just an introduction video, so I'll be showing you some Sicilian Defense more notable games. So here we have Sicilian Defense, which starts with e4 and c5. So employed by masters and beginners alike, the Sicilian Defense is reputable. So as you can see in its starting position, the Sicilian Defense starts with e4 and c5. So it has also showing the pros and cons and the main variations of the Sicilian Defense, which is Sicilian Defense close variation, Sicilian Defense open variation, and Negrov variation. Alpine variation, Dragon variation, and the French variation. So these are many openings which you can play, and many players like Bobby Fischer, Gary Kasparov have been playing the Sicilian defense. So this takes us to our third point on the 10 most chess aggressive. The number third is Vienna Gambit. So the Vienna Gambit starts with e4, e5, and knight to c3. Most of players, I made my first video about the opening in chess, and I talked about the Vienna Gambit because we have been playing this so much and we didn't know its name. So this is Vienna. The Vienna game is offbeat but aggressive opening that allow white to dictate the pace of the game. So the main idea is support the e4 pawn and prepare for a central pawn break with d2 in defense. So why it's aggressive? The Vienna game is aggressive because it focuses on rapid piece development, supporting the e pawn, preparing for central break with a d2 and d4. So this is how you play the opening, and I'll show you the some notable moments of Vienna. So you can join chess.com for different lessons, and when we open the Vienna Gambit, it says we played with e4, e5, and knight to c3. And it has many variations with pros and cons like Falkbeer variation, and Vienna Gambit, Max Lang defense, and Anderson defense. So this was my third most played and one of top 10 chess aggressive openings. So this takes us to number 4 point, which is the Roy Lopez opening. So most of the players like Magnus Carlsen have been using this opening variation of Roy Lopez. So the Roy Lopez starts with e4, e5, knight to f3, knight to c6, and bishop to b5, a6, and bishop to a4, and knight f6. So we'll be watching some game, but before that we need to first discuss this. So the Roy Lopez is a well-known opening that has been played for centuries, and the open variation is one of the most aggressive branches. White aims to exploit white's weaknesses on e5 and gain a central pawn majority. The opening can lead to a sharp position and attacking chances. So why it's aggressive? The open variation of Roy Lopez is aggressive because it puts pressure on black e5 pawn. So the Roy Lopez have 5 or 6 main variations, and you can see on the board that it says it has 7 variations about the history and starting position. And the games are loading at this point, so I cannot show you some notable games, but this is how you play your Roy Lopez opening. So this takes us to our next point, and which is the Scotch. Yes, I have been playing chess for many years, and I have used Scotch game multiple times. So Scotch game is an aggressive opening in which white immediately challenges black's e5 pawn, aiming to create an open and dynamic position. So the opening has made a comeback in recent years and leading to exciting center. So why is this aggressive? And this has the answer that Scotch game is aggressive because it's challenging black's central e5 pawn. So with this we have our next game opening in the line, which is Danish Gambit, and which you play by e4, e5, and d4, and e takes d4, and c3. And then we have a Smith-Morra Gambit, and I'll be making some separate videos about this soon, Smith-Morra Gambit. And I have been out for about a while, and now I have been back, so I'm not feeling that well, but I hope I'll doing some research on this. Two knights defense. So two knight defense is an aggressive opening where both the player put their try to bring their knights in the center in the position as soon as possible. So Nimzo Larsen attack. So Nimzo is an unconventional opponent that can reach opponent off guard. And the last one, last but not the least, is even gambit. So you start with e4, e5, and knight to f3. So in the conclusion, so this gen aggressive chess opening for the white piece, white can provide a thrilling and competitive start to your game. While some of may not be sound or popular for you, but these are traditional opening and they can still catch your opponent off guard and lead to exciting and dynamic position. So this was all for today, and I hope to see you in the next video. And I hope I'll make some good content for the next time. Thank you so much. This was all for today.